Hey guys, I wanted to make this video and kind of let everybody know where I've been and what's been going on. I just got back from the hospital. I was seeing my mom, and she just got done with surgery, and she's been in the hospital for the past week or so. And I'd like to tell you guys pretty much what happened and how she got there and what's been going on with me. So let's rewind back to, I think, last Thursday. Yeah, it was Thursday, I believe. There was news that had come out, and I had heard about this, and I wanted to go live and talk about the news on my second stream. I did that, and I was just talking about, it was like classic wow, fresh, or something like that. And I got a text from my mom, and she wanted me to bring her a Pepsi, and so I went in and I did that, and I felt very, very worried because she wasn't really feeling very well. She was just kind of, it felt like, because she had gone home from the hospital previously, and it felt like things were just kind of on a steady decline. And this was something that was incredibly weighing on my mind, stressing me out constantly. I was only able to sleep probably 2 hours a night before I would wake up and have like a panic attack until I had to go out and check to make sure that she was okay, because there have been times whenever I had and she wasn't. So I was not in a very good spot, and I go in and I see her and I come back to my stream, and I just really was not in the mental mindset to stream. You can go back and check the VOD, and it was just, you know, a night and day difference. And I ran around in a circle. Give me just 1 second. My mom texted me, but she just asked me to bring her a Coke. I'm gonna bring her a Coke and a bottle of water. Oh crap. She's been debating and probably kind of wants to go back to the hospital over the past few days. It makes me nervous because she doesn't have the vaccine. She's not going to get the vaccine. And COVID, it's also very demanding for her to go anywhere. So I'm like a deer in the headlights dealing with this shit, man. I just feel so guilty because I feel like I could be doing so much more. I could be doing the right thing. Am I doing the wrong thing? I'll see you guys later. I don't want to be on stream right now. So I turned off my stream and I went to lay down. I talked to her a little bit. I went to lay down, and my room was right next to hers. And I was laying down, just stressed out, etc. And I heard a really loud crash, and I looked up, and there were a bunch of lights all in her room. And I didn't really hear her saying anything, but I heard this massive crash, the lights going and everything like that. I go in, and turns out that she had been smoking and a little bit too close to her oxygen machine. So there's fire everywhere, and including on her. I had to put all of that out, and the fire was, little oxygen tube was going to the tank, and it's like in a cartoon, right, where the little fire is going to the bomb. And so I was like, oh my god. Immediately turned off the tank. I was able to stop it from exploding or anything like that, and I had to put the fire out on the floor. It was just everywhere and on her, and she couldn't even really speak. I think it had obviously knocked the wind out of her because it knocked her out of her chair. And immediately I called 911, and they came. And I've said this before, but the people that work on first responders are just absolute gods. They were just there on the spot, took care of the problem, immediately assessed the situation, did an incredible job. Shout out to them. And also the people working at the hospital that are helping her now recover. So this ended up happening, and obviously I'm just completely freaking out. I have no idea what's going on. I didn't know if she was going to live, to be completely honest with you. And what's really kind of scary about it to me is the fact that if I wasn't there at that exact time, if I hadn't streamed that day, gone in that time, come back out, and gotten stressed out on my stream and laid down in that bed, she probably wouldn't be alive, because I would probably be upstairs. I wouldn't have heard any of this. She would have had no help. She didn't have her phone next to her. She couldn't even really move. And it's terrifying, and also really weird how honestly incredibly lucky it was that I was there. And I can't, I replay the situation in my head probably, I don't know, like 3 times an hour, 4 times an hour, and I just still can't even believe that it happened, that it was real. And anyway, so I put out all the fires, put out the fire on her. I get an aloe plant, and I give that to her so she can put it on her face to stop the immediate burning. And apparently that did help too. So, because we do have an aloe plant in case there are burns or anything like that in our house. And EMS comes, and they were assessing her in the ambulance, and then just they had to drive her to the hospital because they had to put her on a that is like a breathing thing because she couldn't breathe on her own. And I didn't get a call from the hospital that day until like 8. Like, I didn't even know she was alive. I didn't know what was happening at all because I couldn't get through to anybody. And next day, I couldn't really see her or talk to her because she was still on a ventilator. And it was just like really scary because I didn't know what was happening at all in any regard. But the nurses and the doctors were working on her pretty much 24/7 to help her and everything. So that was a relief. However, I mean, it was a pretty stressful thing regardless. So anyway, I was just able to see her. I came back today, and I've been able to see her another time before. And I've tried to limit the amount of times that I've gone into a hospital for obvious reasons now. And just having direct contact with her just in an abundance of caution for obvious reasons, as I said. But that's pretty much what's happened with me. And I've been dealing with that pretty much every day, and trying to follow up and figure out what's going to happen from here. The doctors and the team that's working on her is relatively optimistic, which is reassuring for me, but I'm still very concerned. And I wanted to make this video and tell everybody pretty much what happened in the most raw way possible. And it's probably one of the scariest experiences I've ever had in my life. I don't think I'll ever forget it, but I just can't, I can't wrap my head around the fact that the stars aligned to the fact that I was just there in that situation at that time to help her and potentially save her. I can't even really come to terms with it. So I'll be back when I'll be back, right? I can't give you guys a time frame. I would say sooner rather than later, but I'll give you a date and let you know whenever I can in terms of coming back to my main streams and everything. Also, I wanted to say that whenever I was there, and even while she was here at home, I've read a lot of the positive and supporting and uplifting messages to her, and everybody saying that they're praying for her and that they care about her and that they hope she gets better and everything. And I think that's been reassuring. It's made her feel really good. And I want to say thank you to everybody who's been so supportive and so good with that. Thank you all so much. I really appreciate it. The amount of support that I've got with this situation has been really humbling, and I can't say how much I appreciate it. So thank you guys, and I'll let you know more whenever I do. So thanks a lot for watching, and I'll talk to you soon.